Good morning, YouTubers out there. Had a busy day yesterday with the Think Big truck. Um, Went over some stuff on it. They give me a pretty good deal for my trade-in if I decide to do the deal. That's what I'm here contemplating this morning. I'd love to have the Epic Think Big box. I believe it's 12 foot long. Uh, there's some pros and cons to it. One thing I like the drawer that pulls out for your batteries and things. You can hide all your tools and have them locked up. The only thing I don't like about that is I lose my space for my welding helmet and things like that. So that means I'd have to buy a side cabinet. And later on down the road, that's probably what I'll do. But right now, I don't have, you know, the place to store it. I don't want to leave it out here at the shop. Same way with my gloves and things. That's kind of a catch-all drawer, and I kind of like it because I can put it all in there and it's hid away. But like, share, comment. I definitely like to have some comments on what y'all think, and I appreciate. Man, I can't believe how many hits I got on that the other day. It's astronomical. I was impressed that I didn't realize how many people out there knew about the Think Big, or excuse me, Mr. Big boxes. They're awesome. Me as a businessman, I can see where it would help. I could get rid of one of my other boxes. I've got a lot of tools strung out here, there, and everywhere. I got a bunch of tools at the house. I don't know if I want to bring them here to the business. Most of the tools I've been buying here are part of the what I consider part of the business, and my personal tools, more than likely will stay at the house. I've got some of them here, but that's beside the point. I need them here, and so I use them, but I take them back and forth. And I know a lot of you guys do that also. And I know a lot of you guys have a home box and a work box. And that's, just right now I'm kind of confused on, I want the box. They've given me a heck of a deal on it. Shane, my Snap-on guy, has went above and beyond, and there was a few snafus with the deal. Something was told to me that that's between me, Shane, and the gentleman. That it's just upsetting that somebody would do that to sell a box. But Shane's a good man, and he'll make it right. I'll just put it that way. I don't know. It's just one of them things. I got a big decision to make. It's not going to be that much more cost-wise with my trade-in and that. It's just, I'm kind of attached to my box. I've had it for about a year now. It's, I wished I'd have got the bigger box, but, this one's 12 foot long, and eventually I'd like to see me get a bigger building, and that's the other aspect I got to worry about, guys, is the moving of it, and will it fit in my new shop. And if I build a shop, that's no big deal. If I get a shop that's limited on space, which I'm looking at a couple different buildings, and I've got a good idea how it would go. I'm definitely wanting to get the workstation. I just like the way the workstation looks. Eventually I want to get the side cabinets, and I can add and build to mine, but there's a point with them, they'll stop. And that's one thing with the Epic boxes, you can build continuously. And as my business grows, which I hope it grows exponentially, I could see me doing it, and I want to do a lot more YouTube videos, and I think it would be nice to be able to do a YouTube video on the Epic box, you know, and as I grow and expand and add to the box, I think you all would be probably interested in the content. Uh, it's just one of them things, do you stick your neck out that far to do it? And are you, or I should say, am I willing to take the chance that, you know, that I'm going to, you know, the business will generate enough to pay for the box, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that's where I thought I'd ask you guys out there what you think. And, you know, like I said, they give me a heck of a deal. I haven't lost any money at all on my box. It's just whether in fact I want to do the deal that they're wanting to do. And you know, there's a couple pros and cons, and I could get the side drawers and get away from the battery part of it, but you know, is that gonna? It's still gonna be on my box, and or in the workstation when I get it, and you know, is that the route I want to go, or am I gonna regret? Hey, I wished I'd have got the pull-out battery drawer. So you know, that's one thing, and I got to see also what, you know, what they have in the warehouse. You know, they may already have one made up to where I don't have to wait on one, and that's, you know, that's a decision. And I don't know. They've thrown a lot of stuff at me for me to think about. Um, there's a lot of options there. They've offered, you know, a tool. I can get, you know, X amount of tools and stuff for nothing. I like that, but you know, I know that's just to make the deal even that much sweeter. And I know a lot of it's because they have box, you know, sitting in one of the warehouses, and they want to move it. And the Mr. Big boxes, you know, there's not very many companies that buy them. You know, they sit for a little while, and that's why you get such a good deal. But that's here nor there. You know, you got to be able to generate enough in your business to be able to pay for the box and the tools. And you know, I just don't want to be to the point where I'm committed just to that deal for the business. You know, and you know, I want my business to grow, and I don't want to stifle the growth of the business because I went out here and bought a $high box, and you know, I don't, you know, I could spend the money on other things for the business to make the business grow. And don't get me wrong, I use my tools. I spend a lot of money on my tools and that, to have the right tools to make the business grow, to be able to do, you know, the work I do. And if, you know, I just despise not having the right tool. And my wife gets on to me a lot about that, where you've got 2 or 3 of everything. Well, yeah, if I'm using a tool and one of my guys that I've got working for me part-time has got a ratchet, and you know, that's the only ratchet, you know, that then you're screwed, you know. And that's what I try to tell them, you know. I like to have the tools for the right job and not worry about, you know, what the cost is. And you know, I've had a guy working for me, and I call him a kid. You know, he was worried about a certain tool he needed for doing a certain job, and he's like, well, I can't get back in there to do that job. And I said, what do you need? And he's like, well, I need this, but you know, it's pretty expensive. And I said, if you need it, I'll get it. You know, money is, you know, not the issue here. It's, can you do your job better at it? And I says, as long as that tool gets back in my box or whatever, I don't care. I will buy the tool. But, you know, if it's what you want and what you need, I'll get it. But, you know, don't say that you need it and you're only going to use it once. you know, that then I've got a problem with it because it's going to sit in a box and not be used. If we're going to use it every day or, you know, on special jobs, yeah, I don't have a problem buying a tool. And that's the whole thing you need to understand is on a box like this, you know, is it practical for your business? You know, some companies I would say no. With me in particular, I have, you know, 2 or 3 boxes and I walk from box to box and walk around, and that's no big deal. But it'd be nice to have it all in one spot. And when you're working on something, have enough room for the guy next to you not crowding you out. And I see that a lot. And I've got a couple workbenches that we have, and I'm world's worst, and we pile them full of crap. And you know, I'd like to get away from that. There's a lot of area in my shop that I want to improve, and probably need to do what we used to call in the factory a Kaizen event, and just get rid of some of the stuff we don't use, and just clean up and put things in their place. And I guess that's why I'm so anal about my toolbox, because that was one thing, you know, when I worked in a factory, you know, my toolbox was pretty much every drawer, you know, had the hammers, wrenches, you know, what have you. And I think you are more efficient by doing that than having a drawer full of crap, you know. I know where my screwdriver drawer is. I know where my wrench drawer is. I know where the sockets are. I know when one's missing, you know. I've got a box at the house that it just kills me because it's got a drawer full of sockets that they're just strung everywhere. They're thrown in a pile, and you know I really need to go through it. But that's for the house, and you know I don't use it very seldom. Now that I own my own business, I use a lot of my tools every day, and when I tear apart cars and things, it's just handy. I can go over there, grab a tray, throw the parts in the tray, grab a wrench, grab whatever I need, wipe it off, put it back in the box, and we're good to go. Um, that means a lot to me because, you know, it just shows you and the customer. I've had customers back there. It shows how efficient you are. And, you know, I've had a couple customers comment on that. Wow, you know, your box is nice. You keep it nice. And I probably shouldn't let customers back there, but in particular, there was a couple that asked to come back, and one just kind of totally freaked when he seen the front end of his car apart and how we, you know, the process. And he's like, man, I'm so glad I let you do the process than me, because he says, you know what you're doing. And it just, it's human nature. Um, I just kind of want to touch base with you guys and tell you on the Think Big truck. And it went well. Trying to make a decision this morning. I don't, you know, I'm really undecided what I want to do. Uh, my head is so clouded, you know, that, like I said, they offered me a good deal. It's just, I don't know. It's one of them things that you got to think down the road. And that's all I'm going to say. I got to think, you know, as a business progresses, you know, it's very, you know, it's a very impressive box, and I can add to it, but I can also add to mine. Um, it's just something I'm going to have to think about. And I just kind of wanted to throw it out there to you guys today. And please like, comment, share, and thank you to everybody that's following me. Um, I'm I'm truly blessed. I feel that, you know, my channel is going to be a success, and that's because of you guys. I'm getting a lot of new subscribers every day, so I want you to have a good Thursday, and God bless, and we'll see you later.